So network trends, what are they? So recent trends state that the role of the network must adjust and continually transform in order to be able to keep up with the new technologies and end user devices as they constantly come to market. Several new networking trends that affect organizations and consumers both are bring your own device, BYOD, online collaboration, video communications, and cloud computing. So what are these things and why do they complicate the network? So bring your own device is basically what it means. Users are able to use their own devices, giving them more opportunities and greater flexibility. BYOD allows you guys to have the freedom to use personal tools to access information and communicate using your own laptops, netbooks, tablets, smartphones, e-readers, and BYOD means any device, any ownership, anywhere. Online collaboration is the ability for us to collaborate and work with others over the network on joint projects. So collaboration tools exist from Cisco, such as WebEx. This gives users a way to instantly connect and interact. It's a very high priority. Collaboration is a very high priority for business and in education. So the WebEx Teams is a multifunction collaboration tool that allows us to send messages or chats, post images, share links, videos, take ownership or control of another system on the other end, share screens. So if you think about it in that aspect, we can do pretty much anything between machines through a tool like this. It's also used for online meetings. So video communication. So these are calls made to anyone regardless of where they're located. The video conference piece means we can see each other as we interact. We can see the stuff around the user. It's like live TV. It's a powerful tool for communicating with others. It's becoming a critical requirement for effective collaboration. Cisco has something called telepresence. It powers is one way of working where everyone, everywhere can function. And then there's a video on the WebEx. Cloud computing allows us to store personal files or back up our data on servers over the internet. Applications can also be accessed using the cloud. So this allows businesses to deliver to any device anywhere in the world. Cloud computing is made possible by data centers. So smaller companies that can't afford their own data center lease server and storage services from larger data center organizations out in the cloud. There are four types. We have public clouds. These are available to general public through a pay-per-use model or for free. We have private clouds. These are intended for specific organizations or entities such as a government. We have hybrid clouds. These are made up of two or more cloud types, for example, part custom, part public. Each part remains a distinctive object, but both are connected using the same architecture. There's custom clouds. These are built to meet the needs of a specific industry, such as healthcare or media, and can be private or public. I think that you guys have actually seen this in the sense that, like, when you go to the hospitals or the clinics now, most of your information is right there in an EHR or electronic health record system, but you get confirmation of lab results in your email and you have to log into a portal. So almost all medical stuff has made a move or transition into the cloud environment. It is public in the sense that you can access it from anywhere, but it's actually private data. Everything needs to be secured and locked down. So the way that they make sure that those things are secure and safe for you to use is by adding things such as two-factor authentication. You're not just going to be able to use a username or email and a password and access your data records, your lab results, things of that nature in the medical field. And if you are, you probably want to relook at the clinic that you're using, move your stuff. So trends in the home, they have cloud. Video systems or surveillance for homes have cloud access. So you can actually pull up your cameras and see what's going on at the house. Apps to open your garage door. apps to turn the lights on and off, to dim the lights, apps to turn power modules on and off, apps to bring the temperature down in the house or raise the temperature in the house, apps with alarms, so maybe burglar alarms going off, or you get a notification of a glass break because you have a burglar system. All of these things are hosted in a cloud in some form or another, and they tie back to the device that you install in the home. So you can see smart home technology is a growing trend, allows technology to be integrated into everyday appliances, which allows them to interconnect with other devices. Ovens might know what time to cook a meal for you by communicating with your calendar on what time you're scheduled to be home. I'm not sure that ovens are allowed to do this anymore, just so you know. At one point in time, there were ovens on the market, but I think that they pulled them. So unless something's changed recently, that is not something that insurance companies would like, because people would start something and maybe start a fire. Smart home technology is currently being developed for all rooms within a house. We got power line networking. So in a situation where you buy an older home and there's nothing but a power panel or your breaker panel and then outlets in the house, we don't have any kind of network wiring or any means of setting it up. So one way to bring a network over Ethernet throughout the house is to actually use the power outlets or the AC outlets in the home. So you can see in this example, they got a PLEK 400 device, and then there's one on the other end, this PLSK 400. So you can actually look those models up. There are other things out there, but these are some of the models that they're showing you here in the slides. There's an adapter on each end. One end, they're both transmitter receivers, but we plug those in, one on each end, and you'll hold a button to start the process of discovery, and then you'd go to the other room and hold the button. The two devices will find each other through the actual power wire and establish a link. And so once that link occurs, you can run your Cat5 cable off each side into your router or your PC. So again, it allows us to connect LAN or data network cables or wireless communications. They're not viable, and so now we can use a power adapter like this to create a LAN across the electrical outlets. Especially useful when wireless access points can't reach all the devices in the home, so we can extend our network. Wireless broadband. So everybody should have some form of broadband service in their home, apartment. So DSL and cable are common things to get. If you get too far outside of a city or municipality, a lot of times the cable's not there. So then we get stuck using something where your telephone companies or your CLECs have greater reach. So DSL or UVerse. There are other services now. So there's something called wireless broadband services. These cost a little bit more than DSL and cable, but they provide a common connection to an ISP. So that it's also referred to as wireless internet service provider, or WISP, commonly found in rural areas. There's one in Hattiesburg that's been starting up for a while, but it gives you the ability to get you a Wi-Fi connection to the side of your building and then bring it into your home. There's a designated access point or hotspot. The wireless broadband is another solution for home and small businesses. So the wireless broadband would use something like a Cradlepoint and then connect to a service like Verizon or AT&T, Sprint. Again, it's using the same cellular technology that your smartphone would use, but we're using a higher grade piece of equipment to provide that same service into the home where we could actually wire things up. The antenna is installed outside the house, providing the wireless or wired connectivity, and then we again bring a wire into the home from that device.